It's really kind of hard to know exactly where to start. So, I suppose if there's one thing that I could tell pretty much everyone is that this is not a hoax. This is real. This is happening to real people. This disease is dangerous. It keeps changing, and misinformation that's out there is harmful. It is hurtful, and not taking basic precautions and not showing a shred of self-preservation, even by not wearing a mask, or trying to protect your family by wearing a mask, or just protecting your neighbors in the most basic Southern golden rule, regardless of your uh, religious, spiritual, morality code. Um, I hope that you don't have to learn how real it is in the same way my family has learned. For us, it began, the first case came in second week of March in Arkansas. It was from my hometown. And after that, things happened very quickly. Things changed. Living here in the capital city, as I've done for most of the last 10 years, I think a lot about the rest of the state, which I grew up in, and I have followed this as a news story and as a personal story this entire time, but it was about 3 weeks, maybe the second week of April, I got a call from my supervisor and said, "You've been exposed to the coronavirus." And I didn't know what to say. And I said, "Oh, cool." And then my husband and I, who are newlyweds, we were quarantined, self-quarantined for 10 days, because at that point it had already been too late. And if I had been ill, an asymptomatic carrier, I spent several days thinking about every person I had spoken to. And the reason why I didn't get sick was because the person who had tested positive and had been in the same cubicle with me, she had worn a mask. And I remember I teased her a little bit about it at the time. And not a week later, I wanted to take that back so much. I'm very grateful to her that she did wear a mask, because it wasn't a week later that we got a call that my father-in-law had a stroke and had been moved to the ICU for the VA. And when he arrived, he had tested positive, and it was a mild case, is what they said. And that was a Sunday. The following Tuesday, my husband and his 3 sisters made the decision to intubate. And that Friday, he died. It took 10 days from a mild case to kill him. He was 73. He was in poor health, but he had health insurance. He had the things that so many people have, or don't have, I should say, under this administration. He's a veteran. He had VA benefits. He had everything he needed. What he didn't have was time. What he didn't have was his family around him when he died. They spoke to him the last time on the phone when he arrived, and he told them that he was pretty sure he was going to die and that he loved them. And when he died alone in an ICU with a nurse holding a cell phone on conference call with his siblings. And the 3 of them said goodbye to their father. And he wasn't awake. He was comfortable. They didn't extubate him, because it would have been too painful. And afterwards at the funeral, we couldn't go to the cemetery. Even though he was a veteran, we couldn't go to the cemetery. The funeral was a week before Memorial Day. And the hypocrisy that I've seen in this country of this idea that somehow we're protecting our people by declaring personal freedoms of not wearing a mask is the most ridiculous and damaging thing that's happening in this country right now. We already have so little as people, and at this point, the only thing that we can do as a family and as a people is to try to take care of each other. And I don't know how to make anyone take care of each other other than to let them know what happens when they don't.